bridge of Hell's Gate. I never believed in legends. You know, those scary stories old folks tell to frighten kids. The town of Falksville was small and quiet, with nothing but old trees and abandoned houses. But there was one bridge that never left my thoughts. Hell's Gate. Since childhood, I had heard whispers about it, but no one could say for sure what happened there. The bridge always seemed ordinary, dilapidated, with creaky beams and cracked planks. But for some reason, every time someone from our town ventured there, they never came back. It all began a few weeks ago when my friends and I decided to check out the legend ourselves. There were 6 of us. Me, Marcus, Linda, John, Sarah, and Andy. We were so sure that all these scary stories were just make-believe. I mean, really, how could an old wooden bridge be a gateway to hell? That evening, the air felt heavy and oppressive, even though there was no wind or rain. We met at the foot of the bridge, armed with flashlights and cocky smiles, though I couldn't shake the cold knot of fear in my stomach. Marcus, as always, was the leader. He was the first to step onto the creaking boards of the bridge and laughing turned to us. "Well, are you scared? Ready to turn back already?" We all smiled and followed him, but as soon as I stepped onto the bridge, I felt sick. Something was off about the air. It was thick like fog, and felt as if something was squeezing me from the inside. The flashlights we carried began flickering, like in one of those bad horror movies. "Does anyone hear that?" Linda suddenly asked. At first, I didn't know what she was talking about, but after a few seconds, the sounds reached me. Faint, barely noticeable whispers. They seemed to hover in the air, but it was impossible to tell where they were coming from. "It's nothing." Marcus waved it off, but we all felt it. Those whispers weren't just sounds. It was something more. Something was with us on that bridge. We kept walking, but the closer we got to the middle, the more the darkness around us thickened. The flashlights now illuminated only a few feet in front of us. Beyond that was just black emptiness. Then we saw them. Figures. Ghostly, shadowy figures standing at the far end of the bridge. There were many of them, just watching us from the other side. None of us could move, as if we were frozen in place. Nobody spoke a word. I could hear Linda's heavy breathing next to me. Then, something strange happened. One of the flashlights John was holding suddenly went out. "What the hell?" he yelled. But then Sarah, who was standing next to him, vanished. Just like that. In an instant. I didn't even understand what happened. She was gone. I heard her scream, but I saw nothing. "Run!" Marcus shouted, and we all sprinted back. I ran like a madman, feeling the bridge sway beneath my feet as if it were about to collapse. But no matter how hard we ran, the darkness chased us. I could feel its breath on the back of my neck, as if it were alive, hungry to devour us. Linda was running beside me, but suddenly she stopped. "What are you doing? Run!" I screamed, but she stood still, staring at something ahead of us. What I saw broke me. Standing on the bridge was Marcus, but it wasn't him. His eyes were empty, his skin pale, like that of a corpse. He was just standing there, waiting for us. And that's when I knew we never had a chance to escape. This place wasn't just an old bridge. It was a trap, waiting for new souls. I tried to pull Linda, but her body had become heavy and cold. She wouldn't move. I could feel something grabbing me by the shoulders, pulling me back into the darkness. "This is the end," she whispered. All I could hear were the whispers the same ones from the beginning. Now, they were everywhere, filling my head as if 1,000 voices were speaking at once. I was falling into the abyss. The bridge was swallowing us both. The next morning I woke up in a hospital. They found me near the bridge, unconscious and covered in cuts. Linda, Marcus, and the rest of my friends were never found. The police searched the entire area but found no traces of them. The only thing still standing was the bridge, quiet and eerie as ever. People said I had gone mad, that it was all just some hallucination. But I know the truth. I saw their eyes, their figures, and I heard those whispers. They still haunt me every night. Hell's Gate Bridge lives on, and it won't stop until it claims everyone who dares to cross it.